Good morning, and welcome to Spartan Spotlight, where we bring you all things regarding AU athletics. I'm Randy Armstrong. Today we'll be talking with Coach James Seidelman, women's head volleyball coach, Coach Rick Ponks and Tanner Wilcox, head football coach and linebacker, and Coach Brandon Sturman, sprint coach, and Lisa Rodriguez, sophomore sprinter. We will also be featuring a short story about one of AU's senior student athletes. Coach Seidelman and the women's volleyball team finished his second season with a 23-12 record, the third most wins in AU history. I'm here with Coach James Seidelman to talk about this year's season. So Coach, last year you finished 12-18 and then you jumped to a 23-12, third most wins in AU history. What are some of the reasons for this winning season compared to last?
I think the kids are buying into the culture a little bit more. The talent level in the gym has definitely raised a lot. We practice a lot harder than we have the past year. So I think those are some of the things that contribute to it.
And then what players this season in particular stood out?
Kind of go by stats. I mean, Peyton McKenzie, she led the team in kills. Alexia Boyle, who's a senior, she's a setter for us. She did a fantastic job. So they're kind of the table setters.
And then from last season to this season, what are like the most major improvements that you've seen amongst the team?
Defensively, we finished 22nd in the country in digs, so I think that we took a step forward as far as that goes. We worked on our blocking a lot over the course of the season. That's definitely improved. But little things, leadership we're working on, team cohesion we're trying to work on as well.
Awesome. And then what are some of the things that you use to motivate your team throughout the whole season, especially keeping on the winning side?
We use the term "we will." We will do things. That really was kind of like a battle cry for us. We will do it, whether it was, in practice or in a game, just to have that positive mentality.
Good. And then how would you describe, too, like the team camaraderie amongst the team?
I think it's pretty good. I mean, some people, when you have so many people, we have about 25 kids on our team, when you have that many people, they kind of faction off a little bit, and certain people like to hang out with each other off the court, but on the court, they're one unit. They play for each other. After we lost that tough 5-set match against Dominican, it was great to see them. They kind of just came together on their own and kind of gave each other a big group hug, which was really nice. Shows the family atmosphere that we're trying to build.
Good. And volleyball is very much a team sport, and they all seem to have a really good attitude. Were there any particular leaders that stood out to you this year?
Well, Alexia Boyle. She was our captain throughout the course of the whole year. She's been a captain for 3 years. She's really like I said before, a table setter for that.
What sets her aside compared to other people as far as leadership goes?
She's kind of like a mom. She is a mom figure to all the girls on the team. I think that she sees things and she can talk to somebody, and she has the respect to everybody else that's on the team.
Good. And then is there any team bonding you think contributed to the wins this season?
Just little things throughout the course of the year, kind of working on, and we spent so much time together during the season, so to have special team bonding trips and different things like that, we didn't necessarily do. That's kind of planned for the off season, where we'll spend more time together, get to know each other better, and then we got a special trip planned for next spring season too.
Good. And then as far as communication, how much is that like a key role playing into getting wins?
Communication is huge. I mean, every coach will tell you that. We're having our end of the year meetings right now to be able to keep those lines of communication open, and make the girls come into the office as much as possible, tell me what's going on, whether it be off the court, on the court. Communication is definitely one of the big things.
And then Aurora University, they're all about giving back to the community. Will the women's volleyball program be participating in any fundraising events this year or next?
Fundraising, we did the Dig Pink Night, which we raised a couple $100 for that, for breast cancer awareness. We did the food pantry as well, and we got a couple other things planned.
Good. And then Coach Trudeau has implemented strong lifting programs for every sport on campus. How will your team be taking a part of this during the off season?
Well, they have lifting today. We're meeting with a nutritionalist later on this week, and then we'll be lifting up until break, and then we come back, we're going to hit it real hard.
Good. And then do you have any off-season goals that you wish to accomplish?
Nope. Just get out there, see future Spartans, and organize things and get ready for next season.
Good. And then as the recruiting process goes on, what are some of the key traits that you're looking for? May it be personality or athleticism as well?
I think first thing is being a good student, being a good citizen. Obviously they have to have a lot of talent. Anybody that's 6 foot and above would be fantastic. We could always use a little bit more size. But quality of the person, if they fit into the group that we have, like I talked about before, fit into the family.
Good. And then what is one thing you hope every one of your players will learn being an Aurora University Spartan?
You know, just being a good teammate. I think that's the most important thing that you get from sports. You know, like I said before, the family atmosphere of things. You know, you're not going to remember all the wins and losses, but you're definitely going to remember the people that you played with and the different experiences that you've had with them. So that's the most important thing.
Good. Well, awesome, Coach. Thanks for joining us today. Good luck to you and your team in the off season. Coach Rick Ponks just finished up his first season as the head football coach here at AU. I'm here with Coach to hear about the season, as well as Tanner Wilcox to hear about his accomplishments in his last year of football. So, Coach, you completed your first season this year. What did you take away from your first head coaching experience?
The AU community is very supportive, and we needed a lot of support this year. But you know, the coaches, the athletic family, the administration is very supportive of the program and wants us to do well, and that we have a good core group of players that want this program to move forward and are willing to give everything they can to it.
And then what were some of the positive things you noticed throughout the season?
Two things. I'd say we came together as a team. We learned what being a team was all about, and I think our players learned that there's some consequences for your actions, and you are responsible for what you are supposed to be doing here on campus, and if it doesn't work out that way, there's consequences.
Good. And then what would you say some of the team's weaknesses were this season?
I don't like to look at it as weaknesses. We have challenges in front of us. We absolutely have to get faster as a team. You know, that's in college football, it's all about speed, and that's one of the areas that we need to improve in.
Good. And then what are some of the improvements you've seen, especially starting from preseason up to now?
Coming together as a group. You know, I met with all of the players last January, and that's one of the things that they indicated they really wanted to feel more like a team. And we're going through individual player meetings. They started yesterday, and so far everybody that's come in and says we've definitely taken strides in that area. We're a group, we're a team, and we're starting to really grow as a family.
Good. And alongside with those individual meetings, what are some other things you guys are going to be working on in the off season?
We'll be with Coach Trudeau in the weight room, just like Coach Seidelman said. And it's right now our focus is turning on getting faster and getting stronger and working through Coach Trudeau's programs.
Good. And then Tanner, you had an outstanding season this year. What are some of the things that motivated you to come out each game and perform at a high level?
The number one thing is my brothers next to me. I mean, I couldn't do it without them, and they couldn't do it without me. I mean, going out there every game next to them, playing for 4 years next to the seniors that are now. There's very few of us out there, so just striving to be better for them. And
good. And then what aspect of your game do you think improved most this season compared to previous seasons?
well, first off, speed mostly, because 3 years I've been here, it was speed. I gotta get faster because I wasn't the fastest guy out there. But the thing I got the most improved on is probably preparation with film studies. And last year I didn't take it that seriously because I wasn't playing as much. But this year I was a leader on the team. I had to prepare myself the best I could do for my team.
Definitely. And then Tanner, what was your favorite moment as a player throughout your career this year?
I couldn't really say a moment, but just growing with all the seniors, because there's very few of us that stuck around. We had 3 different coaches. There's a small group of us that stuck it out, and that's my favorite thing about it.
And you mentioned them as your brothers, so they are like family to you. What does it also mean to be a Spartan to you?
To be a Spartan to me, it means to excel on the field and in the classroom. I mean, we're here. We play D3 sports, so we're here for schooling first. I mean, that comes number 1, and then sports come right after that.
And then how will you take things that football has taught you and apply it to your career path?
Just give it all 100%, everything you got. I mean, you're always going to be trying to excel in the classroom. You're always going to be trying to excel on the field, and just do everything you can do to be the best person you can be.
Good. And then, Coach, what are some of the things that the coaching staff and the roles that they played?
Right now, going forward, our biggest role is recruiting.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's every single one of us is out meeting with high school coaches right now, meeting with high school players, arranging visits to bring them to campus, Our defensive line coach is also our equipment manager, so right now he's inventorying every piece of equipment and shipping stuff out to get reconditioned and looking at what we can continue with for next year and what we need to purchase new. So those are probably two of the biggest areas our coaches are working on.
Good. And what advice would you give to your incoming freshmen?
To our incoming freshmen? Mm-hmm. Well, the one thing that I'm looking at, and I think our whole staff and probably the Aurora community is looking at, is we want kids that bring high character. We want kids that are very competitive in all aspects of their life and want to be champions. Those are the three things that they need to look at and decide. If I want these three things, then Aurora is going to be a good place for me.
Yeah, awesome. And then, Tanner, it's pretty impossible to end this interview without asking about your beard. Does it feel comfortable with your helmet on?
Yeah, I mean, it just gives an extra padding to it.
And does it play a role as an intimidation factor?
I wouldn't say intimidation factor, but I definitely get from different players, different teams, always talking about it and asking me questions about it.
Is what it is. Well, it's quite impressive.
My son was impressed with it.
Awesome. And then lastly, Coach, what are a few characteristics you'll be looking for players, in the seasons coming forward?
Well, those things that I mentioned earlier, I think we really look at your character first.
Good.
I mean, that's number one for us. If you aren't somebody that's trustworthy, if you're not somebody that is committed to doing the right things in your life, then this isn't a good fit for you. So we look at people's character. We want them to be competitive in everything they do, from the classroom to the football field. And then, I want them to have some confidence when they step on the field.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Coach and Tanner, for talking with us today. Good luck to you and the team in the off-season training. Now we have a short PowerPoint introducing all AU student athletes who received all conference awards for their fall sports season. These are the Spartans earning NAC All-Conference Awards. For volleyball, we have Peyton McKenzie, first team, Lexi O'Boyle, second team, Brooke Pilot, second team All-Freshman team, Andrea Kappelman, second team. For women's golf, we have Nicole Funk and Victoria Phipps. For women's tennis, we have Michaela Masha, All-Conference single players. For women's cross country, Emily Paul, Christine Leptak, CJ Hulis, Taylor Anderson, Lena Palmer, and Soraya Sabir. For men's cross country, we have Matt Meyer, Jimmy Baskins, Calvin Robinson, and TJ Pitcock. For men's soccer, we have Matthias Warren, first team, Jacob Goring, first team, Jason O'Brien, first team, Nick Cataldi, second team, and Steven Soderstrom, honorable mention. For women's soccer, we have Lisa Bitkowski, defensive player and first team, Nikki Bermudez, offensive player and first team, Rachel Warnock, first team, Christine Rowling, first team, Brittany Roydhouse, first team, Hunter Kopis, second team, Caitlin Imhoff, honorable mention and all freshman team, Mariah Stacy, honorable mention, Alexis Bejarano, all freshman team, and Beth Robbins, freshman of the year and all freshman team. Congratulations, Spartans, on your outstanding season. Preseason workouts have been well underway for the men's and women's indoor track team, and their first meet is coming up this first weekend of December. I'm here with jumpers and sprinters, Coach Brandon Sturman and sophomore sprinter Lisa Rodriguez. So, Coach, now the preseason workouts have started. What preparations have you guys been doing in order to ensure a successful season?
Well, I think it started back in September with our upperclassmen, doing the voluntary workouts and kind of mentoring the newcomers and making sure they were getting out there running around so that when we were able to start, since we do have a meet coming up, we're able to get started earlier. It's allowed us to be in better shape and make sure that, we're doing the right things to condition properly, for the season to reduce injury and be able to last all 24 weeks.
Good. And then what expectations do you have for your team this season?
Expectations are pretty similar. We want to be competitive every week. Even though we are a team sport, each event is individual. So, You know, kids go out there and they got to compete to win their heat or their flight or whatever it may be. So, you know, we want them to do well individually, which will help our team in the end. And then obviously we want to compete at the next level. We've won championships in the conference, which we want to continue to do, but we're hoping to get to the national level. Our girls team especially, we 4x1, 4x4, individual 400s, including Lisa here. You know, they're right on the brink there of getting to the national level. And then on our men's side, some of the jumpers. So we're hoping to break those ranks within the season.
Good. And then also, Lisa, too, what expectations do you have individually?
Not only to make it to nationals this year after just missing the mark last year, but making it as a team. We were so close in our relays, and we improved so much by the end of the season. And with the talent we have this year, I believe we can make it.
Good. And then Lisa, you hold the 100, 200, and 400 records. What's your biggest motivation to keep improving?
Just to continue to break records and just to improve my running individually, but not only individually, but as a team, and help contribute getting our team to nationals in the 4x1, 4x2, 4x4.
Do you by chance have any pre-race rituals that you do?
Not really, just kind of focusing on my race, warming up, getting better warming up. I'm not, you can ask Coach. We're not very good at warming up, but just to continue to focus and keep my mind calm, because it's mind over matter, which helps me.
Good. And then even though some races are individual, how is the team camaraderie? We'll start with
I think
you,
the team camaraderie is pretty good. Not everyone's going to be best friends, but we do have a very large team, and you know, it starts with cross country and all the distance runners working together, and sometimes it may be broken up, you know, sprinters, jumpers, you know, distance runners, throwers, but you know, in the most part, everybody respects each other, and you know, we survive each weekend. So, and it shows on the track in the field. So.
And Lisa, you probably have more of an insight. How do you think the team keeps each other motivated?
Encouragement. Like throughout the season, we have distance runners encouraging the sprinters, and the sprinters encouraging the jumpers, and it's just one big family. No matter what event you do, everyone is there encouraging each other.
Awesome. And then, Coach, in the past you were a jumpers coach. Now you're a full-time coach that focuses more on sprinters and jumpers. How have you been creating workouts for both of them?
Well, it's been a little bit of a learning curve. You know, I've been doing it the last 6 years, more implementing what I've been given. So, you know, just taking what we've done in the past and then working with Coach Rachel and Coach Chapman, you know, making sure I understand, and then doing research myself, just kind of learning, you know, how do you implement a periodization program for sprinting, and you know, how do you completely teach a jumps, you know, workout. So just a lot of research.
Good. And then, Coach, what attracted you to coming back to AU and taking the full-time coaching position?
I think it was just the people. You know, I was here 6 years doing both football and track, and you know, now that I'm doing just track, I know I really enjoyed my time in the spring with the kids, you know, and the coaches, and just the overall atmosphere at Aurora University. So it was kind of a tough decision to leave football, but you know, it made it easier when I came back to this area, and I got a lot of friends and family. So.
And then what does it mean also for you to be a Spartan?
I just think camaraderie, selflessness, you know, just a dedication to a certain goal. So, you know, within the university athletics and each team, you know, everybody does a good job of that.
Also, and then Lisa, what attracted you when you came to AU?
The coaching staff and most of all the team aspect was amazing. Just one big family, and that really attracted me.
Awesome. And then so far in your career, what is your favorite athletic moment that you've had?
Probably being able to go down as a team to Drake Relays. That was one of the moments I will never forget. It was eye-opening, and it was great to run in.
Good. And then what does being a Spartan mean to you as well?
Being a team leader, no matter freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, you can always be a leader and a hard worker.
Good. And then, Coach, we'll start with you. What advice do you have for incoming student athletes?
I think just the basics. You know, number one, focus on academics. Two, do your research. I feel like a lot of kids don't really research, and then they come somewhere and they're like, oh, well, I wish I would have known this or that.
Right.
And then finding the right fit, you know, academically, athletically, and then on a personal level with the coaches and athletes that you'll be working with. So.
And awesome. And then, Lisa, you as well?
Being able to work hard and be successful. We are a successful team, and being able to experience that, that's probably what I would say.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much
You're
for
welcome.
joining us today. Good luck to you and your team as you head to Illinois Wesleyan University on December 6th at 11 a.m. Before we go, if anyone would like to donate usable sporting goods equipment to the youth at the Hesed House, please contact Loretta Johnson at ljohnson08@aurora.edu. Help our fellow student athletes. Please raise awareness around campus about the impact of sports on the troubled youth. That is all the time we have for today here on Spartan Spotlight. Tune in next week to hear more about AU athletics. Have a great day.